and I should say it's an awesome, beautiful church. I know the Lord has led me to the right place, and I'm here today with my family to share a testimony for all of y'all. Okay. There was 2 weeks back, I was having high fever, sore throat, and all that. Then the week before Wednesday, I went to the clinic on Tuesday. It was Tuesday. I went to the clinic. They gave me some medication. And at that time, I have a hearing problem. That is my left ear. I do not hear very well. But of course, my right ear is good hearing. Okay. So on Tuesday, when I went to the clinic, I told the doctor that I'm having fever, cough, and all that, and sore throat. So and then I also told her that I've got noise coming out from my right ear. Then she gave me some medication. She looked at my throat and she said, your tonsils are there. So that is why you are having this hearing problem. It's okay, I give you medication, you go back. At that time, everything was fine with the ear. I didn't have any problems, anything. Then what I did is, I came back home, took the medication, and I just slept. Then while I just lie down, I heard a lot of noises. It was so irritating, the noise was. So what I did, I wanted to use my finger and I wanted to just shut my ear. So when I did that, I found there's something oozing out. I was like, discharge of it. I said, how come so funny? I never had this discharge. Why is it discharge? So anyway, I just got up, cleaned it, put a cotton, and just left it in my ear. And I just sat down, I was thinking, Lord, what is happening? Why am I in this situation? I was praying and I was thinking about it. Then towards evening, I find gradually that I could not hear. Gradually, my right ear, which was a good ear, I just couldn't hear. Until my children came back home, and Jeremiah had opened the door, he'd always shout and say, hi mom, how are you, and all that. I never heard anything. I was just sitting on the sofa, and until he came to me and he shouted at me, he said, Mom, he said like that. Oh, okay, I said, you are back. So to that extent, the devil has really just taken off my hearing, But then what happened was, my Jeremiah said, okay, Mom, you shall go to an ENT and check because his ear, do not just take it lightly. So what I did on Wednesday, I went to the clinic, I went to see the doctor, and he gave me some medication and he said, I have a small infection. And he said, it will take some time for your hearing to come. And he gave me medication for 2 weeks. So I came back with those medication, and that was last Wednesday. So what I did, I knew it was Bible class, and I'm a person who loves attending Bible class, but I know that with this problem, it was so unable for me to come to hear. So I SMS Pastor and I told him, I'm not feeling well, Pastor, I will see you on Sunday. So last Sunday I came to church, and subsequently I wasn't feeling too well, and Pastor prayed for me, anointed me in this room, and then my daughter-in-law took me back home. After that, the next day on Monday, Pastor SMS'd me and asked me how I felt. I SMS'd back and I said, I feel much better, but my hearing is still not there, I told him. And then he said, don't worry, Sister Grace, the Lord has already disarmed the enemy, but your hearing will come back gradually. I promise you that. So I was so glad. Then I said, thank you, Pastor. So the previous Wednesday, I didn't come for Bible class. What happened last Wednesday, I was still having that hearing problem. So I was still very disheartened to come because, it's sometimes awful to hear. When you can't hear anyone speak to you, and that is just not how I want to be, you see. So what I did was, I SMS Pastor again. I told Pastor, I said, I won't be able to come for class today because my hearing is just not good, and I don't want to come and meet the people here, I told him. But instead, Pastor SMS'd me back and said, no, Sister Grace, I would want you to come and just be in the atmosphere of the people. That's what Pastor told me. So just being very obedient, I said, okay. I SMS'd back, I said, Pastor, I am coming. So he came and fetched me and he brought me. Usually when I come for Bible class, I always will sit somewhere in the middle of the middle. But this time, due to my hearing, I just came, I think I was seated at the fourth chair. I was seated there so that I could hear Pastor John's teaching, So when the class began, as usual, I heard nothing, and I was very disappointed. I was really in tears, and I just didn't know what to do, just looking at my Bible and just reading that sheet which we get every Wednesday, so I was just reading on it. And after that, what happened was, Bible class finished and there was prayer. We always have prayers after Bible class. So when prayers were going on, as usual, I stood up and I just prayed in my own ways because that is what I was doing. And after a while, Pastor started praying. When he started praying, his voice was so loud. So I was standing, and it so happened Jeremiah was with me on that last Wednesday. So when I was praying on my own, Pastor was moving up and down praying. And suddenly he came to me and he put his hand on my head and also at my back. Then after a while, I just went into the spirit. I just started moving front and back. And after a while, I think I just fell off a few chairs. I fell off. Then Jeremiah was there and people were there. And then I was just lying down. After, when I recovered, I got up, I sat down. I was feeling very tired. So I was sitting down. And then I was just listening to whatever was happening. I was just looking around and I saw Deacon Stephen was praying and all that, Pastor John. Then after a while, I find Pastor Amos came back and he started to pray again. And then it was so loud that I wanted to stand up again. And I just put up my hands and I was praying. So while I was praying, as Pastor was moving up and down, what he did after a while, he just came to me. He put his hands around my waist. He just put it like that. And suddenly, just within seconds, the Spirit came to me and I just wanted to just come out from my place. I was pushing him. So when I pushed him, he gradually came out with me. And I started one drama here. I started moving around and I just didn't know what actually happened. But I heard Pastor say that, please take over. So I felt that there were others who came to my rescue. And finally, when I got up, I found that I was lying on that place. I was thinking, oh my God, I said, it was so awkward seeing myself there. But still, when I was there, I heard Pastor praying over my chest, over my ears, both my ears, he prayed. And after that, when I got up, I was sitting down in my chair. And then everything ended and we were all going back home. But nothing, no sound. So Jeremiah was telling me what happened in the church. So I was just listening. So he said, "Ma, can you listen now?" I said, "No, son. Speak a little louder to me," I told him. So I was a bit disheartened, but I know God is good. He always has been good to me. He has done great things for me in my life. I've got testimonies after testimonies to share. But this is one of the greatest testimonies that God did for me. So what happened? I went back home, and it was Thursday. Then, as usual, I did all my housework and everything. And towards evening, I took my bath. It was at 5. I just came to the hall sofa. I prayed. Usually after my bath, morning and evening, I pray. So after praying, I just said, "Lord, I thank you for the day. Wherever my children are, bring them all back home safely. And Lord, I pray, Lord, that I will be able to get my hearing back." I prayed that. And then all of a sudden, I don't know why I became like so angry. What I did is I took both my hands, I just shut it on my ears like that. I said, "You Satan," I said, "do you know who you're playing with?" I said, "I'm a child of God. Jesus' blood runs in me." I just said that. I said, "You get out of me right now." I just said that. And then I just quiet down because there was just no one in the house also at that time. Then after that, I just started reading my prayer book because I always have a praise and worship book which I read every day. So as I was reading the book, reading, at about 6 o'clock, I just kept the book by the side and I took my handphone. I used to sometimes go on Facebook just to scroll, see whatever, if there's anything interesting. So while I was scrolling down, I found one interesting article. And that was by one of our PJ pastors. She sent that article. So I was reading about it. So as I was just reading about, halfway I found there was a YouTube to be clicked to listen to how that method has to do and all that. So what I did was, I clicked on it. I had my phone in front of me. I clicked on it. So when I clicked on it, I heard the lady speaking. So when I heard her speaking, I didn't realize what I did. I just took my handphone and just put it on my ear, not realizing that this ear can't hear. I just pushed it like that this way. And I heard every word of what that him. I said, Lord, I give you all the glory. There's none like you, Lord. I said, you are the greatest God of all gods. That's all what I can tell you is, this is my testimony. Being in this church is an awesome, and especially those who want to know more about God, come for Bible class. I would seriously advise you all. You know, the teaching of Pastor John is amazing, I tell you. And after the Bible class, you know, the prayers that we have, that is simply amazing. You can really see the Spirit of the Lord moving around, right? So if you really want your hearts to be healed, come for the class. That's what I would advise all of you all. Anyway, thank you all.
Yes, thank you. May the Lord bless you. God bless you. All right, praise the Lord. Did you